name is Joanne, and welcome to the One to Another podcast. Today we're going to talk about resilience. We all know on an intellectual level that failure is a given. Whether it's a heartbreak, a disappointing test result, an unexpected diagnosis, a flubbed addition, a social stumble, it's inevitable. And how can it even be worse, especially if you feel like you have let someone down? It's not the act of failing that defines us. It's how we respond is the true measure of our character. It takes strength to stand up again and again and again after life has knocked the life out of us. Sometimes our hardest challenges is allowing us to find and share our true strengths. There's a quote. It says, "Just as a tree grows their branches towards the sun, spend more time with people who are in your source of light." That's an interesting thing, that especially when we are moving through transition and learning about resilience, what kind of people are we picking to be around? I believe you grow and change through resilience. You know, just like a muscle that's torn apart, when it goes through the repair process, the muscle becomes stronger of the original self. I can remember when I broke a bone, and I remember the doctor saying to me, "This is going to heal, and when it heals, it's going to be stronger than it was before." So sometimes we have to realize that we need to be resilient to be stronger. So, if you're bouncing back, the idea that somehow you are returning to normal, nobody goes back to the same normal. You've changed by your experience, whatever experience it is that you've had, like I talked about, whether it's a social stumble or just moving through watching someone die, whatever it is, you are changed by the experience. You are more or less resilient depending on the circumstances and the resources you have around you. Sometimes rushing to recover after experiencing a stressful situation can make things worse. We live in a culture where there's such a pressure on everyone to be okay. Maybe we are involved in a funeral that someone we loved on Friday, or we have surgery on Friday, and we think it's a big win to be back in the office on Monday. Well, you know, that's not always true in grief. We need to give ourselves that time to work through becoming resilient, because we have to realize that when we do go back, we are in a new place. So I believe we don't bounce back, we bounce forward. Resilience is the ability to effectively face challenges. Resilience is the ability to effectively face challenges. So if we're going to face challenges, the number one thing is that we have to go through change. So what does healthy look like to you when you're going through change? What does healthy look like to you? Does it look like you can have conversations with someone about your loss? Or can you find that you are journaling more? Or maybe what you're doing is you're finding that being healthy is walking. Maybe it's just reading some books on that subject. But do you know yourself deeply? Are there a few things that need nourishing? I don't think anybody that's going through loss or starting to move through being resilient, I don't think any of us have it all together. Where is it that you need to be nourished? Are you climbing mountains to meet the world's expectation? Are you giving your best to your family or friendships or a passion project, or simply ready to bet on yourself? Are you beginning to believe that there really is a place where you can grow And do you want to simply be seen or truly be known? That's an interesting question. What would happen to you if your reach bent inward? What if we based our lives on only what we found inside of us? Passion loves the quirks and curiosities that begin within. What if we live from the inside out rather from the outside in? There is such strength in knowing ourselves to be truly understanding what holds us back and then learning how to push past it to know how we can thrive again, how we can flourish if we just give ourselves a chance. When we can confidently find our own way, expectations lose their stronghold. The external influences, other people, and even the unhealthy ones of our own makeup, we find that we can grow through what's inside of us. We relearn the things we need. We listen to the voices that know us. Truth by patient truth. We become more of who we are meant to be. Let us nurture the things that make us healthy. We need to be purpose bearers for each other. We need to be purpose bearers for each other. What can I do for you to help you as you are starting to bounce forward? And then the question is, what can they do for me? Because we need to be able to help each other. But we can't help each other unless we are honest with each other. I think that sometimes we have to say to ourselves, I am alive. I will survive. I am healing. I am gentle with myself. My heart is mending. I have courage to grow. I am grateful for so much. My patience will outlast my pain. I'm still growing, but this life I am building is healthy. Those are positive statements that sometimes we need to say to ourselves as we are starting to bounce forward. Growth by its very nature requires change, doesn't it? I don't think we have one without the other. Growth requires change. These two things are wisely and intricately woven together. The other thing I believe is that we're a pretty complex person in a way that ultimately enhances us and not diminishes us. So I've learned some things, and maybe you have too, that can help you practice the whole idea of resilience. First one is vulnerability, the foundations of authenticity and empathy. The second one is to produce perseverance. We have to know when to pivot. Are we supposed to move this way, or are we going to move that way? And so it's very important that we persevere. And then connecting to ourselves and to others brings meaning and forgiveness. One of the greatest things I've learned in persevering is that I have to take the eraser and I need to erase the places in my life where someone has done something to hurt me or misunderstood. I need to be willing to let go of that and say, you know what, I'm sorry. Sometimes those are tough words to say to someone or to ourselves. But how about that eraser? Are we willing to really say, I forgive? And then I think that one of the things that develops us inside that finally comes out is gratitude. I was talking to a whole group of people who are working through loss, and I was asking them, okay, let's draw a heart and let's talk about inside, what's happening inside of us to help us so we can be better on the outside. Because somehow I feel the two are connected. I feel like what we're doing on the outside happens because of what we're doing on the inside. And the greatest gift that I know to give to yourself is to become a woman or man of thankfulness and have gratitude. You don't have to be part of an organized religion to get the benefit of gratitude, which can reduce stress and boost your mental and physical health. Suggestion: choose one meal a day and spend moments before you dig in thinking about what you're grateful for. Hey, it can be anything from the delicious food you eat or you're about to eat, or maybe you stop and think about the nice sweater that you're wearing. Or maybe you're grateful for a text that you got from a friend that made you laugh out loud. Stopping for a minute just to be grateful. I have found in my life that being grateful has helped me through some pretty dark moments. So I wonder, what are you grateful for today? I went to Fred Meyer's this morning and they had some primroses that the person, I guess, that was working with all the flowers didn't think they were worth very much. So she put them on sale at a very low price. And I bought those and I brought them home and I said, you know what? I'm really grateful for these primroses. I can make them grow. I know I can do that. And so I thought that was just something I was thankful for, that they put them on sale and I can take them home and I can make them grow. I think another thing that is important when we're practicing being resilient is generosity. Have you ever thought about taking just a moment to maybe take something that's important to you and give it to someone else? Generosity comes in all kinds of ways. It can be the word that you speak that's full of praise, or maybe it's taking someone out for coffee, or just doing something that makes you feel like you're generous. How about possibility? How do you navigate and manage risk? Resilience takes a lot of effort, but the beauty is that you can move resilience even a little bit, and that's going to have significant impact. Resilient people are good at recognizing when they're experiencing anger, anxiety, irritability, impatience, and frustration. They put strategies in place to help them calm the nervous system that happens when stressed. Maybe slow breathing for just a couple of minutes can help you feel calm and think more clearly to problem solve. How about learning to redirect your thoughts can train your brain to stop focusing on the pain and help shift your perspective, building resilience? Maybe waking up thinking about who you're grateful for and sending silent gratitude to that person. How about sending a silent good wish or a prayer to someone you've connected with? How about being present instead of being physically here and mentally elsewhere? How about try to notice one new thing every day? How about greet at least one person every day as if you haven't seen them for a month with enthusiasm and energy? Remember, being strong means standing up for yourself and then also especially standing up for others. How you doing at bouncing the ball and seeing it come forward? I hope that you will take one step towards healing your broken heart by doing something to be just a little resilient.